Hello, everyone. I am Frank Felker. Welcome to this Google Hangout Live of DC Funnel Hackers. I wanted to present you with some information tonight. I wanted to start out talking about why it is that I created DC Funnel Hackers as a meetup group, what I'm personally trying to accomplish. I think it's important for me to share that with you so that you can decide whether you want to be a part of the meetup group or not, whether it's right for you. Then also, we're going to go into a little bit of funnel hacking. I had titled this meetup group and this hangout, Introduction to Funnel Hacking. I'm going to define what funnel hacking is. I'm going to tell you where I found out about funnel hacking. I'm going to tell you what kind of funnel hacking I'm doing. And I'm going to share with you some of the insights that I've gained from Russell Brunson, who is the person that as far as I know, coined the term funnel hacking. I may be incorrect, but he's certainly the one that I learned about it from. So let me go ahead and get started here. I'm going to share my screen with you, and then I'm going to share a PDF file. Excuse me, I'm going to peek around my microphone. So I'm going to share this PDF file, and then I'm going to make it full screen so that you'll see it. All right, I'm screen sharing, and now if I can figure out how to do it, I'm going to make this full screen. And I hope that's working. Okay, so again, this is not the first meeting, it's the second meeting of the DC Funnel Hackers, but it's the first one using Google Hangouts. So let me give you a little background about myself. I've been doing online commerce for a long, long time. I first convinced a newsletter publisher to send me his newsletters that were produced in PageMaker. Way back then, it was called PageMaker. Aldous PageMaker via a modem into something called a bulletin board system back in the late 80s. In the early to mid 1990s, I started using email marketing, using something called Listserv before there was anything like Constant Contact or any other sort of email marketing platform. For many, many years, I've been buying and using and creating information products. And I've written a couple of books. You can look on Amazon. You'll see a couple of books that I've written there. I've produced a lot of audio programming. I've produced a lot of video programming. I've done a lot of I've done live events, all kinds of information that I've produced. But I have not yet decoded the mystery of how to successfully sell information online the way people like Russell Brunson had done. And I've followed a lot of people. You name the person who you've seen online, and I have followed that person. But I never, until I saw Russell Brunson, really felt as though the key had been handed to me to unlock the mystery of online information product marketing. So the three main things that I have learned about or gotten from tools that I've gotten from Russell are his Clickfunnels platform, which I am not going to go into that tonight, although I will be offering you the ability to purchase or at least get a free trial of Russell's Clickfunnels program, because I'm not really that interested in trying to make a bunch of affiliate revenue off of this. But I just want to make sure that Russell understands I'm not trying to, copy or steal his content here as I'm teaching it. I want everybody to use Clickfunnels like I do, whether you buy it through one of my affiliate links or not. I'm really looking for people to work with, not so much people to make money off of in terms of DC funnel hackers. Another thing I learned about or information I received from Russell has to do with funnel hacking. We'll talk about what that is in a minute. And I've also seen and been exposed to and consumed a huge amount of training resources that Russell has created. So much so that I actually wrote 53 pages of notes from the videos that I watched, which added up to over 13,000 words. And you may ask yourself, well, why did I get so crazy about all of this? And, I say my retirement, I actually think that retirement is a myth. And at least for me personally, I don't foresee ever retiring. I can't sit still that long. I can barely sit still long enough to do this whole webinar. But what I do mean, though, is that I'm increasingly looking for ways that I can take my knowledge and turn it into products that I can sell, that I don't have to trade hours for dollars all the time in order to make a decent living. So this is important to me. I've always wanted to do it sort of from a curiosity standpoint, but now it's risen to the point where this is very important. I need to figure out, in my opinion, I create excellent information products. I'll let you be the judge for yourself of that. But I have not done an excellent job of marketing these things. And if I can figure out how to do that, decode that mystery, and combine that with excellent product creation, I will certainly be able to make a good living. So how did DC funnel hackers happen to get created right now? Well, after having discovered Russell and watched the videos and read the books and taken the notes and subscribing to Clickfunnels, I started building my first funnels. And it's fun. I love Clickfunnels. It's an absolute blast. It's brilliant the way that it's designed. And it's also well executed. It's not just great concept, it's also excellent execution. They've done a great job with it, and they're constantly improving it. They also are doing a great job with their customer support. The customer support has been excellent. My problem is that as I'm putting funnels together and having ideas, it's like I'm shouting down a well, or I'm staring in a house of mirrors. All of my thoughts and words and ideas just come bouncing back to me. And I have no way to parse through or vet what was a good idea, what was a bad idea. So I want to connect with like-minded people who are interested, as I am, in creating and successfully marketing information products. Even if you're not interested in creating them, maybe you just want to market other people's products, that's fine. Maybe you'd like to market my products, that'd be great. So my concept was create DC funnel hackers using Meetup. We could meet in person, we can meet online, and we can brainstorm together, possibly partner together. I'm more interested in brainstorming and getting a feedback loop going. So that's what this is all about. I'm not really at all interested in making money from my Meetup partners, my DC funnel hacker partners. I'm interested in making money by selling my information products to the millions and billions of people around the world. I am more interested in working together and brainstorming and having a good time. So let's get started with what I wanted to talk about tonight. I had really hoped that we'd have a lot of participation, and I don't know if we ever will have a lot of participation, but I am just going to keep going with this, because I found that even just in creating things like this slideshow and doing a little teaching and a little webinar production, it helps me learn, it helps me grow. So we're going to talk about three things tonight. I'm going to define funnel hacking. I'm going to show you how Russell does it. Then we're going to talk about something he's created, or somebody created, that he exposed to me, that's called the value ladder. And then we're going to talk about your break-even funnel. Now, let me just say that these are just three topics. There is almost an unlimited number of topics that we could go into. Remember my 53 pages of notes and 13,000 words of notes. And obviously, I didn't copy down every single word that I had learned from Russell's training programs. So I'm just going into what I think are the three most important things for this class, which are this meeting, which is titled Introduction to Funnel Hacking. So let's get started. Okay, here's what funnel hacking means. A funnel is a sales funnel. It's how a marketing person takes a prospect from, I've never heard of you, marketing person, to here's my credit card information, marketing person. It's a process. The sales funnel, you may or may not have been exposed to that. You may have had in-depth exposure to that. But that's what we're talking about when we say funnel. We're talking about a sales funnel, a process through which we convert a stranger into a customer through a series of steps. Hacking means breaking something down, breaking into it, figuring out what's going on inside of it, reducing it to its lowest common denominators, to a simple series of steps that can be replicated. So if we combine funnel with hacking, what it means is that Russell has, if you've ever tried to create a funnel, an online marketing program, you've probably had a lot of frustration with that. It probably hasn't worked very well, and you probably couldn't even figure out why it wasn't working or what to do to make it work better. So Russell has an entirely different approach, which is find people, marketers out there in the marketplace who have unbelievably successful funnels that are generating tens of thousands of dollars in revenue a day, a week, a minute, and just copy what they're doing. Hack them. Find the funnel and hack it, and then turn around and sell a similar product with an almost identical offer, with an almost identical landing page, with an almost identical price, with almost identical everything. Why not? Advertise your product the same places they advertise their product. Use the same color schemes. Use the same fonts. Use similar imaging. Everything. Because, I mean, if you're more interested in doing something creative, which has been the case for me for many years, great. Then go do something completely different and then wonder why it doesn't work. But if you're interested in making money, there's no reason not to follow the path of the successful people who have gone before you. So what you're looking at here is, as Russell puts it, existing traffic streams. He used the analogy, you know, we are all trying to generate traffic for our websites. But really, if what we're really trying to do, there's already traffic out there. There's already people buying these products that you are selling, similar products to yours. What you really want to do is take existing traffic and divert some portion of it over to your landing page. So where are you going to find the people that you're going to hack? He says there's direct competitors of yours and indirect competitors of yours. So for example, if you have a fitness product, you have something like the Insanity fitness workout. A direct competitor to you would be other people who have step workouts or band workouts or whatever kind of workout they have. Richard Simmons rocking the oldies, is sweating to the oldies, would be a competitor to yours, direct competitor. But there are indirect competitors too, people who sell weight loss nutritional programs and holistic programs for weight loss. There's people selling, apple cider vinegar weight loss programs. But the thing that these two streams, the direct and indirect competitors, have in common is that they're targeting the same people that you're targeting, and they're advertising in the same places that you should be advertising, and they're placing their pricing point where you should be placing yours, so on and so on and so forth. So you want to find the most successful people in your industry, and I'm not going to go into how you do that, but I will tell you that if you go into Russell's program, and as I say, I'll give you opportunity to do that. It's a 2-week free trial before they start charging you. He'll teach you how you find these people. It's amazing. He breaks every bit of it down. I've never seen such a complete opening of the kimono to here's how you do everything. But he has a very simple way where you can find out what the best-selling products are in your industry, and you can then find out where they advertise, what their advertisements look like, where the majority of their traffic comes from, and so forth. It's all out there available for you for free. Now, once you've decided who you're going to copy, then what you need to know is at least 4 of these 5 items: the demographics of who they're targeting, what their offer is, everything about the offer, the price, what you get for that price, the shipping costs, the upsells, the downsells, the side sells, everything going on with that, what their landing page looks like, and where they're driving traffic from. And he almost exclusively does paid advertising to drive traffic. He will accept SEO driven traffic, but he doesn't focus on it, really doesn't know much about it. And then you want to be able to copy their ad copy as well. So you need to be able to identify these 4, at least 4 out of these 5 items in order to be able to successfully hack their funnel. If you can't get at least 4 of them, you're going to need to move on to a different competitor and find one where you can get 4 or 5 of them. Then once you've got those 4 or 5 things figured out, you just flat out copy it. Picasso said that good artists copy and great artists steal. So in this case, you might not want to steal it straight out, because you definitely need to name the product some different name, and you need to package it differently, and you need to do a few things differently so that you're not straight out ripping these people off. But short of that, there's no reason not to duplicate what they're doing if you'd like to succeed. Now, again, I'm just giving you an overview here. I can't go into great detail on each one of these things, but Here's the value ladder, which I think is an extremely important thing for people selling information products. What you're looking at, as you can see on the y-axis, is value of the product or service you're offering. The x-axis is price. And as you are selling things to people who come into your funnel, little by little, you're going to be asking them for more and more money. And I'll show you an example in a minute, but you start them out at a very, very low cost. It could be free. You know, we've all seen this. Register here for your free white paper. Register here for instant access to a video. Register here to get a free MP3. And all you're turning over is your name and email address, sometimes only your email address. And what then Russell will do as a smart marketer, immediately, as soon as you register, he'll try to sell you something. Your first go around might be zero, or it might be a tactic he uses. It's called free plus shipping, where you get a book for free, but you pay $9.95 for shipping. The video professor used to use this on television for years. So you've just committed to signing up. And when you sign up as a just with your email address, you've raised your hand and said, I'm a prospect. I am interested in this, sufficient to share my email address with you. So you've self-qualified and you've shared your contact information. If you also pay $9.95, Russell would say you've not only qualified yourself as a prospect, but you've qualified yourself as a buyer. So if you do that, he will then upsell you to something maybe as big as $197 immediately. And if you purchase that, you have now just qualified yourself as what he would call a hyperactive buyer. And one last upsell he will then give you is perhaps $497 on that third step. But whether you buy there or not, he stops the purchasing cycle right there at that point, at that time. In other words, he will not try to take you any further up the value ladder online in that first sitting. After he's done that and determined whether you are not interested at all, which means you didn't sign up at all, or you're a prospect, or you're a buyer, or you're a hyperactive buyer, he will stop marketing to you at that moment and then will market to you later in different ways depending upon where you left off your climb up the value ladder. And at the very top is something extremely expensive, maybe a $25,000 one-on-one 7-day intensive boot camp that you would do with him. But obviously, you're not going to sell that to somebody who isn't willing to spend $197 first and then $497 and so forth. This is what successful information marketers do. Now, down at the bottom where you see the right pointing arrows and the dollar signs, that is a continuity program. In other words, you will sell them here, there, and everywhere going up the steps, but you will also give them the opportunity to buy from you on a regular basis. And I'll show you exactly what I mean right here. Here's a value letter for a dentist. So this is an example that Russell used of his own life experience. They let you come in to get a teeth cleaning. I believe he said this particular dentist who had just opened an office was offering free teeth cleaning. But naturally, as we all know, as you're sitting in the hygienist chair, oh my goodness, the problems they will find in your mouth as they're cleaning your teeth. So the hygienist will begin to upsell you on perhaps getting your teeth whitened. And then the dentist might tell you, well, you know, your teeth are a little crooked. Maybe you need some adult braces or a retainer. And the ultimate thing would be, and this are things that you would come back for later and pay for later, the whitening, the retainer, and what have you. And then he will also try to upsell you on cosmetic, dental surgery, or what have you, and on up the value ladder where there's more money. But his standard, and we've all been used to this for years, is his continuity program is the 6-month checkups. So you can see how the value ladder would work for a dentist. And the value ladders work for information product providers, hard product providers, service providers, brick and mortar businesses, you name it. Now, this is the third and last thing I wanted to cover tonight, which is something that so many things Russell said blew my mind, but this one really blows my mind. The idea is that you need to focus on creating those initial funnels, the ones that we talked about where you're just taking them up the step, up the step, up the step, where you're generating enough revenue from those first steps that you can cover all of your advertising costs. You're not really trying to make a lot of profit from these initial sales. It's great if you do, God bless you. But the real thing you're trying to do with that $9.95 and the $197 and the $497 is to get these people to subsidize your advertising costs. And if you can get to the point where you are able to break even on a funnel, that means you have an unlimited advertising budget because it never actually costs you anything. So you can advertise all you want. And your ultimate goal is the back end, as Russell would call it, and professional, successful information or internet marketers would call the back end. The area that we see underneath the words break even here, that's the front end. That's where you bring people in to and get them to register and give you their email and contact information and qualify themselves. And so what you get is, think of this, if you were able to do it at a break-even level, you could then literally create an unlimited number of qualified prospects that you can actually see what level of qualification they are. Are they just a sort of a cool prospect? Are they a warm buyer? Are they a hot, hyperactive buyer? And they will subsidize your advertising and turn over all of their contact information to you. Then the back end is at the far right, where you can then turn these people into buyers of your continuity program, your high ticket coaching and other things like the $25,000 deal I was talking about, or anything else that comes down the pike, including selling them products that have been created by other people when you do joint ventures and affiliate offerings, because you know who these people are, what their contact information is, what they're interested in, and how hot of a buyer they are. So this is an extremely valuable list that you're creating. Now I want to come back over to the left here so that you understand I'm not going to leave this off. Control and don't control and money. In other words, the money on the left is the money you're putting into this whole process. That's the money you're spending on advertising. And the way that Russell would call it, the control, the traffic you control is the traffic that you're paying for when you're paying for advertising, when you're doing Facebook advertising, when you're doing Google AdWords advertising, whatever kind of advertising you're doing. When you're driving people into your sales funnel, you control that because you control how much you're going to spend on it. You can control where those ads are going to appear. You can control what the copy is that they see and what they click on there. You control the whole process. You got to pay for it, but you also then are able to control it. What you don't control is people just kind of showing up at your website through search engine optimization, or they got referred there by somebody else, or they saw, who knows how they got to your website, but it wasn't through an ad. He will accept those people who show up out of the blue and just come flying in over the transom, but he doesn't bank on them. He takes them, and he has a way of dealing with them that's a little bit different than the way he deals with people who come in response to an ad. But either way, one way or another, you're paying for them, whether you're paying for ads or you're paying for website development and search engine optimization. Sooner or later, you're going to pay for it. So you drive them into your funnel, you set it up so that with the value ladder, you can break even. What comes out the other end is email addresses that you own, that you can then sell to later. So those are the three main things I wanted to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk about what funnel hacking is, the value ladder, and the break-even funnel. Just a quick review. This is funnel hacking, where you find successful people who are doing exactly what you'd like to do. And you do like Picasso, and like a great artist, you steal. Then you've got to put them into the value ladder. You cannot sell them the $497 deal right out of the gate. You've got to show them increasing amounts of value as you ask them for increasing amounts of money over time. And that's the way all kinds of different people do it. And if you're able to figure this out, you can create an unlimited number of qualified prospects using an unlimited advertising budget. So maybe you can better see now why I'm so excited about Russell Brunson and his ClickFunnels and funnel sharing and all of that jazz. So let me see if I'm coming back to you now, friends and neighbors. Give me a second. All right. I think I'm with you. Let me see if I can give you my offer. I'm using a new program tonight, and I'm going to see if this works. Let me see if this pops up. I don't know if I'm going to see it or not. Okay, and well, I see it on my screen. I don't know if you see it on your screen. You'll just have to let me know later. But what will happen is if you click on the orange button at the bottom that says Instant ClickFunnels Access, you'll be taken to clickfunnels.com, and you'll see a short video where Russell explains a little bit more about what ClickFunnels is. And that's the same video that I purchased from. I think it really will speak to what it is and how it works and how it can help you sell information products. You sign up there, and you know, I can tell you ClickFunnels is $97 a month. That's what I'm paying, at least. There's also an upsold premium version of it. I'm not even sure how much that is, but for me right now, just getting started, $97 a month is giving me just an incredible amount of bandwidth, training, customer support. For my purposes right now, it's unlimited access. It's not truly unlimited access, but it's way more than I could use at this time. So I would recommend to you, what I usually do is if I sign up for something free, a free trial, I'll set an alarm for myself in my calendar, like in Google Calendar, about 2 or 3 days ahead of time. Now, I don't think Russell does this, but I've seen other people very sneakily ding your credit card 3 days before your free trial ran out. And that's just wrong. I cannot imagine Russell doing that, but I don't know whether he does it or not. So just, you know, set your alarm accordingly. But spend some time, go in there, take some of the trainings, fiddle around creating a couple of funnels on your own. Take a look at what they're doing there and see whether or not you think it'll work for you. It can work for selling physical products. It can work for selling, generating leads for, let's say, a home improvement company. It'll work for that. I'm setting up one of my online courses that I also have listed on Udemy. I'm putting it into Russell's system using ClickFunnels. It will do membership sites. It will do drip content. There's nothing that it won't do. And in fact, you can create entire websites with it. There's literally nothing it can't do. And but everything that it creates looks very professional and very smooth and very modern and tight. And I really like it. I'm very excited about it. So if you're interested in that, try it out. If you're not interested in that, or maybe you are interested, but you don't feel comfortable clicking the Instant ClickFunnels Access button, drop me an email, frankfelker@gmail.com, or, you know, send a carrier pigeon, whatever I can do to help you to figure out how to do a better job selling your information products. I would be happy to. But more importantly, as I say, what I'm trying to do with DC Funnel Hackers is get a group together. Let's do some brainstorming. Let's mastermind. Let's figure out how this thing works, and let's all make some money and have a good time. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. And this will be, it is being recorded, and it will be available to DC Funnel Hacker members. I believe I'm also going to go ahead and make it available to the public at large on YouTube. So thanks again for joining me, and reach out to me if I can be of service to you. Good night.